You are about to witness bodily dismemberment, sub-zero temperatures, and all-out mayhem. Brought to you by the Frontline Network.
Sup, SUH fans, and welcome to the 11th Company of Heroes 2 Betacast, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and my good friend Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, FatalSaint? We are here on a map that I don't believe we have yet casted. It is Oka River. Very unique map in that it features, as the name might suggest, a nice big river running down the middle of it. But of course, as you will notice, it is a frozen map. It's full of snow and ice and blizzards and cold tech and fires and temperature and freezing troops and all that wonderful stuff. So you've actually got quite a nice little ice rink here in the middle.
Yeah, you can speed around with your tanks and vehicles and do donuts if that's what you fancy, whatever floats your boat really, or sinks your tanks, whatever you want to say. It's going to be a nice matchup, I think, as well. We do have on the Axis side Goalraeder and SunAngel taking on the two Soviet players, Marinez and OMGPOP. And we had OMGPOP on just the other day on another shoutcast. So it's going to be nice to see him playing 2v2 and see what that actually evolves into. You ready to go, Tommy?
I'm ready.
At the 5-second mark, and pause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pretty standard stuff from the Axis team. Both players building their tier 1 unit with their starting pioneers. Does not seem to be building a secondary pioneers. They're just going to start pumping out tier 1 units instantly. And I do see that the Soviet players are sending out both of their combat engineers. It looks like both teams are doing kind of the same thing. We have Marinez going to the left, and we have OMGPOP going to the right, while we have Goalraeder going to the right as well. So he will be matched up against OMGPOP, while SunAngel will be fighting Marinez on the left-hand side of the map. But as that river in the center is frozen, you can easily traverse over, unless it's during a blizzard or whatever, that when you have a potential of freezing to death, as there's no fires in the center of this map on the river, the frozen river, or the little islands there. So you got to be careful.
Hazard, a fire on an icy river.
Well, there's a little island, a couple of small islands there. You could put a fire there, I guess. That would be actually pretty cool if you just build and just hang out in the center of the map, so you can go left or right depending on where your opponent goes. So you have a little stopgap there in the center with your own little built fire until the opponent actually.
Possible. A fire in
it's very small.
In the middle of the river.
The island is really small.
Would it just like gradually melt the ice until it's just like cracking all over the place, and like one guy just steps in it and the whole thing just goes.
Maybe
everything just sinks.
It's always a possibility. We do have the first tier 1 units out from Goalraeder. 2 Grenadiers were built in his tier 1 building at the same time. We have an MG start from SunAngel. No, a Gren MG start. Double Gren for Goalraeder. What about the Soviets? Pure conscripts so far?
Pure conscripts so far. We actually, we are both just, they went for a 1 engineer staff for the both of them, and they both went for conscripts after that. And we've got some very unique use of the wire fields here, actually. The Soviet wire fields, they don't prevent units from going places, but actually if we zoom in, you can see that they actually force units to crawl underneath them. And it's actually locked down this left-hand side and locked down access to the fuel point over here.
Oh, so yeah, the fuel point on the right-hand side was capped by OMGPOP's starting combat engineers, and then they nabbed the house when they were attacked by a Grenadier squad from Goalraeder that instantly basically stopped attacking that unit in the building. He doesn't have anything to dislodge units from garrison building right now, so he just left them, and he's now traversing over the center ice, or the little island there at the river on Oka River Frontline. He's going over to the left-hand side to reinforce his secondary Grenadier squad, which is over there on the left-hand side, also capping. So it looks like he's abandoning the right-hand side and letting OMGPOP have at least that fuel point for now.
We have an MG garrisoning a fairly weak building over here on the left-hand side, but there's nothing really around at this point in the game to destroy it. He's going to
big old hole in the building.
There is a big old hole there. Where there used to be a roof, there is no roof anymore. There's just lots and lots of rubble.
I bet that building still basically warms your troops if you garrison it during a blizzard. But, you know, considering there's a big old hole in it, I don't think it should. There's snow inside of the building, for God's sake.
Oh, no, it's fine. There's four walls and a bit of roof. We're lovely and warm in here.
It's fine. We do have a Pioneer garrisoning the little shack on the right-hand side at the VP. At the same time, one conscript squad from OMGPOP fighting them, but they don't have anything to combat the units in buildings either, unless he gets Molotovs on his conscript, for example.
Molotov pack is just upgraded. Just this minute, Molotovs came in for OMGPOP here, which could come in handy. He has enough munitions.
We have a flamer pop on those Pioneers in the building at the same time as the conscript's getting ready. There comes the Molotov through the window of that building, and it starts burning those Pioneers down to 50% health and 3 men and constantly losing health. Wow, he got nice and critted by that flame damage from the Molotov. But Goalraeder is not leaving the building. He refuses to leave before he torches these conscripts to death.
Double Molotovs opened up on these two Gren squads here. It was 2 conscripts versus 2 grenadiers. The conscripts chucked their Molotovs, killing 1 man apiece from each grenadier squad before retreating due to that nice MG placement there in the middle of the frozen river.
The Pioneers actually managed to beat out the conscript squad at 2 men. OMGPOP felt that it was too much of a risk to stay around, even though that Pio squad with the Flamer is so low health and it's not actually retreating it. He's gonna nab that VP first. At the same time, we do have a sniper out now from Goalraeder on this right-hand side, which is a very good tool to dislodge units from buildings. At the same time, he does have backup in the form of that MG, which is actually setting up in the middle of the ice if there's any form of flank coming in or conscripts traversing down that center icy river.
Marinez has got himself a clown car here on the left-hand side. He's got a flamer inside that little armored car here out of the Soviet Tier 1, putting it to good use here, wreaking havoc. He does a drive-by on the MG that was in the building, forces it to ungarrison. Is now giving good harassment to this mortar behind the lines as well.
A combat engineer squad from OMGPOP was executed by the Axis sniper. Hans is in heat again or something, I'm not sure. He's like completely all over these combat engineers and he sniped them on retreat. So 1 combat engineer squad down for OMGPOP. Small victory for the Axis team.
We've got more units getting forced to retreat here. MG could get focused down here, but a Faust goes in. And actually,
nice Faust.
He wasn't able to turn the vehicle actually quick enough to actually chase it down.
The Flamers seem to have prioritized those Grenadiers shooting that Flamer half-track, some form of a revenge maybe, I'm not exactly sure. We do have the first CP unlocked now from Goalraeder, and he has chosen his doctrine and instantly purchased Opel Blitz truck, which is hitting the field at the same time as the first vehicle that he built from his Tier 2 building being a scout car. And his Opel Blitz truck and scout car are going over to the right-hand side to reinforce. No, scout car is just parking in his base and has decided to go over to the left-hand side, while the Opel Blitz trucks will go over to the right-hand side and lock down one of these strategic points and net some additional fuel and munitions for the Axis team.
The last MG from the Axis side was lucky to get away. This one was not so lucky though. He gets chased down and killed by the clown car over here. On this left-hand side, the MG left now to get picked up, and the first CP is now arrived for the Soviet team, OMGPOP at least.
Do we have conscripts using URA against the sniper? He did get the MG on retreat, the mortar on retreat, drops the weapon in the middle of that crossroad, but now we have a Flammenwerfer out for SunAngel, laying in the hurt on his conscript squad, forcing them to retreat, both squads down to 2 men, and that stolen MG might be in trouble. Here comes the half-track now from SunAngel. He just needs to focus down his MG a little bit. He's going to torch that guy alive.
Ooh, wow, that
he
was
loses
brutal.
the gun.
Very, very quick here. And we have a scout car. Does he have the munitions for the upgun?
No munitions right now to purchase the upgun. It's 70. He's got 65 in the bag, so he could potentially buy it soon. But it looks like the Pioneer focus fire combined with the scout car MG might be enough to take down Marinez' scout car. It's very low
he's going to
health.
pay for it, though. He loses the Pioneer.
The scout car is in hot pursuit of this Soviet scout car and takes it down, and those Flamers retreat as they have no anti-vehicle weaponry, only flamethrowers. At the same time, we did have an MG in the building at the fuel point on the right-hand side, actually flanked by 2 conscripts, one getting pinned on the ice during this blizzard, and we did have a Molotov chucked into the building as well. The MG is slowly burning to death. He needs to vacate. He packs up the MG and leaves at 1 man. He gets out of the door where the conscripts were pinned and couldn't focus him, fired him down on retreat. And now the conscripts are going to jump into the building after decapping the fuel point on the right-hand side to regain some temperature. At the same time, that conscript squad is freezing to death on retreat. He did get a little bit warmer while he passed one of the campfires on the way back to base, though. So I think they're going to be all right. 2 men.
Double sniper teams doing a little bit of damage to the MGs and Grenadiers here in the middle. Those double snipers being fielded by Marinez, doing a lot of damage there to the infantry. But it looks like the Axis team is going for a more and more vehicular-based army with this Flammenwerfer and Scout Car combination. Very, very powerful indeed. So I guess that means we've got tier 2 from both Axis players there.
Yep, tier 2 for both players, and we also have the same doctrine choice, so they have 1 Opal Blitz truck each so far, so I guess both have unlocked 1 CP, but maybe not 2, which nets you an artillery field officer, which you can purchase as well. We do have a Flamer Pio on the right-hand side, Fuel trying to fight off this conscript squad. They jump into the building, which is really good for them. There are Molotovs, however, on OMGPOP's infantry on his conscripts. They did throw one on the Pios on the right-hand side before. It did quite a lot of damage, but didn't manage to polish off the entire Pio squad, and he's now firing at them at long range, which is a good idea considering there are 3 men below 50% health.
One of the Axis snipers was incredibly lucky to get away with his life. Conscript squad Urad up into him at point-blank range. Took him down to about 5% health, but couldn't quite get that killing shot in. And we actually have tier 2 now coming up from OMGPOP, so he's not going for the ever popular tier 1 with the elite infantry that gives, or the shock troops and the guards that people are making such good use of at this point in the beta, but he's actually going for tier 2, which gives you access to the MGs and the mortars and the snipers.
Goalraeder actually putting down a bunker on the right-hand side before, which turned into an MG bunker, which is guarding that VP. We did have OMGPOP's conscript squad trying to decap it, but they got pinned before that actually happened. And we also have a Grenadier squad from Goalraeder being forced to retreat due to a conscript squad as well. He did decap a strategic point outside of the Soviet base, but never managed to claim it for themselves. So he's forced to retreat before getting that, and it is recaptured by the conscript squad that forced off the Grenadiers. Ooh, snipers.
Yeah, I can hear snipers firing. Those double Axis snipers there. Whoa. Pioneer MP40s go scattering into the snow there. And there's a 2-man MG squad. If I was on that MG team, I would be afraid, very, very afraid of a double sniper team out there right now.
Had to get out real quickly if I were them, but who knows, maybe the snipers doesn't want to go up against them due to the scout car hanging around there. He know it's there, and there's also Grenadiers and a Flamer Pio backing it up, and that scout car is actually pretty decent at chasing down retreating units, especially snipers, which has so low health.
Especially snipers, yeah, no, I've seen them do very, very good damage to snipers with their low health there. We had the first 18 aid go in from Marinez. He got 18 aids, probably to protect his snipers. He popped it on the Flammenwerfer, which is now going to get chased down by the first tank of the game. It's a T-34 running straight down the middle.
Yeah, this Flammenwerfer is going to be easily taken out, and it's actually abandoned and not destroyed by the T-34, but it looks like Marinez is actually going to use attack move on that abandoned half-track. I guess there was quite a lot of Axis infantry around here, so he probably wouldn't be able to steal that and actually get it to safety before it's getting destroyed anyway. And that would just cost him 3 men to recruit that abandoned vehicle.
Yeah, he didn't have any men in the immediate vicinity. But here comes a T-34 now. He's out for blood. He's coming to get down the vehicles. He's killed 1 vehicle. He's going to come and destroy another one. This Vet 2 scout car here. Goalraeder really doesn't want to lose it, but he also doesn't have any AT around to protect it. Is there any Axis AT at all?
Basically, apart from Faust, there's no hard AT on the field right now. We do actually have tier 3 building built for SunAngel and tier 4 for Goalraeder, and they do have approximately 100 fuel in the bank, so they could potentially build, you know, maybe a Stug, for example. That would be a pretty good counter to the T-34 if SunAngel decides to go for one of those.
Well, Axis tier 4 is a lot of fun. You can get some seriously big units out of there. The Panther, the Elephant, Brumbar. I mean, the Elephant especially, it's got to be my favorite unit. It's just so huge, so hulking. And the range. It's like an 88 on legs.
Yeah, not far from it. It does surely have the range of an 88 at least, that's for sure. He might have a Faust go in on his T-34 pursuing a damaged engine Flammenwerfer for Goalraeder, but his army is actually shrinking, and if he loses this Flammenwerfer, he will be down to 4 combat units and 1 Opel Blitz truck, and it's surely gonna go down.
There it goes. Whoa, 2 Pioneers from that Flammer squad just got run over as the T-34 reverse, stuck next to the hedge, nowhere to go. This T-34 is wreaking absolute havoc. I mean, he's only got 9 kills, but when you consider that he's killed 2 Flammenwerfers, which is, what, 250 munitions, plus a scout car that was at Vet 2.
Yeah, scout car as well.
A lot of good damage is done, and here is the first Oswin.
Yeah, Oswin on the field is not going to be enough against a T-34. You need something else for that. So I guess Stug was not what he wanted. He went for the Oswin instead. But at the same time, let's see what this building in T2 for Goalraeder is a pack. So he needs some form of AT, and that is his choice. And we do have a second Opel Blitz truck purchase as well from Goalraeder. At the same time, he's reclaimed the right-hand side VP and now getting the fuel with an MG, and that MG bunker is still there, completely intact. So right-hand side is fairly locked down, but at the same time, both of the VPs on the left-hand side and the fuel is in Soviet hands.
OMGPOP has decided to go for the Tier 2, Tier 4 build. Interesting. Sort of support heavy, and he has gotten himself not 1 but 2 Su-76s, which are currently on the field, and he's even got a 3rd one building. So he's really going heavy on those Su-76s, which are kind of light, self-propelled guns with the ability to fire this light artillery strike, which you're now seeing being used on the MG in the building, doing a lot of damage to the building, but not much damage to the units inside.
At the same time, the MG is back in the house at the fuel pump on the right-hand side. We do have a conscript squad trying to chuck a Molotov in there. MG will surely open up soon, though, and it's very low health. Conscript squad instantly retreats after chucking the Molotov cocktail. Do some pretty decent damage to the MG, down to 50% health, and that forces him to leave that house, actually.
I can see another cheeky T-34 here on this right-hand side. He's coming to deal with the bunker that has been a thorn in the side of the Soviet players all game long, preventing any kind of cap on this right-hand side field, preventing really any proper movement here, and also protecting the 2 Opel Blitz trucks from Goalraeder, just chilling out, locking down these points right next to the base.
Yeah, good idea to just send a T-34 from Marinez over there quickly to deal with that MG bunker before going back to the left-hand side to combat all of these tanks now from the 2 Oster players. We do have that Ostwind and a Stug as well for SunAngel. At the same time, we do have a Panther building in the Tier 4 building from Goalraeder, so that's what he was saving for. And this Stug is now going completely head-along into the fight against these Su-76s. 2 shot and 1 to death.
Very, very quick death of that Su-76. They are not well armored. He's got to be careful now against this Stug. There goes another Faust.
Faust misses.
It
Faust
missed.
misses. Yeah, it missed.
Unbelievable.
Oh, but the Stug didn't miss, and that took out the second Su-76.
Oh, but it's a ram. It's a ram, and the T-34's coming into ram.
Oh, but it gets a temporary engine damage, and it actually doesn't finish the ramming ability on that Stug, so it actually is going to be able to back off now. And now it does have a permanent damage engine, so it can't use its ramming ability, and combined with the pack now, this T-34 is in trouble. At the same time, the second T-34 is flanking the pack. It's not getting lucky though. That T-34 is toast. The sniper is not being able to decrew the pack, but the pack gets decrewed by that secondary T-34 from Marinez. But the Stug is doing so much damage to these Soviet tanks now.
Whoa!
That was quick death.
Was that Su-76 who just killed his brother in arms, the T-34?
Might have been. I'm not exactly sure why. This
I think he was aiming to try and kill the pack a little too late, but so also now on the retreat path of the conscripts. What a horrible place for those Soviet infantry to be in.
You have the Panther now on the right-hand side. We did have the fuel point, and with that bunker destroyed, the VP on the right-hand side is now falling into Soviet hands. And this Panther is going to actually bump into a conscript squad with this blizzard in the middle of the ice.
He's leaving a trail of cracked ice behind him. I mean, that is one heavy tank. It doesn't take much to crack the ice underneath one of those behemoths.
gonna get 18-8 now by the conscripts. Oh, not fast enough to dodge that, and that actually nets them bet 2 from dealing a bit of damage to that tank. They are now freezing to death. There are no fires around here, and he's just going for this left-hand side, the center VP, I guess, but there are and Grenz. Very low health, bet 2. He is freezing to death as well. He's been running on that frozen lake for quite a long time, and he might actually go down on retreat due to the cold, and he does.
Clutches his chest.
And very slowly...
I see a plane.
Dies.
Here comes a plane, and it's a strafing run here, pinning down all this Axis infantry. There's actually 2 off-maps being used here. One from each of the Axis players. Here comes another Axis plane. Is this a double strafing run?
It's double strafe, I think.
They're both using identical abilities.
You have a conscript squad on the right-hand side that grabbed that VP, and now also one of the strategic points, which one of the Opel mid trucks were parked on. And we do have an MG which is actually facing that way, but they can't see each other. Neither the conscripts or the MG can see each other right now. But as soon as something reveals that conscript squad is going to get suppressed and eventually pinned by that MG facing their way. Oh, a plane actually reveals them. A plane revealed them, and the MG opens up.
Oh, there's going to be another 18-8 popped in on this Panther there. There it goes. And it's a ram. The T-34 rams into it. T-34 gets mobilized with a destroyed main gun, but the Panther gets away with just a damaged engine and no main gun. But he is now sitting in the middle of a bunch of cracked ice, and there's an off-map coming down on him. I don't know which off-map it is. It's got to be from Marinez. Goalraeder doesn't see it, but he's going to go down!
Oh! Incendiary barrage from Marinez on the ice actually melts it. I like that use of that ability because the incendiary barrage is basically used against support weapons and infantry, basically infantry, but it doesn't really damage tanks. But when it's sitting on ice, it sure melts that really quickly.
Seriously quickly. That was pretty
big
horrific.
That was a very nice use of that incendiary barrage. I gotta say, those Panthers are not cheap.
Oh boy. There was a Pioneer squad repairing an abandoned Stug. They hopped into it when they saw the enemy approaching, and one shot from the AT gun didn't kill the Stug, but actually killed the one remaining Pioneer.
It'll most likely kill the Stug now, however. It doesn't have much...
And there's SU-76 is firing at it as well. Out of control. Down it goes. Sayonara. See you next week. But we do have my favorite tank in the game has been unlocked by OMGPOP. He has the ISU 152 available to be built, that big old gun, and I can imagine that being incredibly useful on a map like this with so much ice in the middle.
We have something fairly similar to that tank right now from Goalraeder, a Sturmpanzer. A Broombar is actually on the field now. It was the second tank built from his tier 4 building. But it doesn't really have any proper backup, so he's not going to go for that center VP, especially not since there's now a stolen pack and one Soviet AT gun as well. And Marinez's double sniper team is moving out as well. We did have one pack decrewed by a Su-76 artillery barrage sitting in the middle of the road there.
The first Panzer Grenadier squad is out, but now look at this. This is pretty interesting. We've got a quad half track out, but of course, you know, the quad half track wasn't. It was originally made as an anti... Whoa, the plane crashed! Oh my god, look at that crater in the north, at the very north of the river. It left a huge crater in the ice. It cracked the ice in a huge radius, because I was just going to say...
It has 2 vehicle kills.
That's
got to be the planes.
Yeah, it's got to be the plane, because, you know, it was designed for that purpose.
Oh.
It wasn't designed to kill infantry, but
it bet its match right now.
It wasn't designed to go up against front bars either.
No. Oh, but it does actually manage to take out a Panzer Grenadier squad before dying. So at least it did manage to kill something after that Broombar completely annihilated it.
And killing a plane before it's able to do any damage, that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I guess this is some form of... it's obviously an answer to the planes, the double strafing run used on the conscript at the center VP previously in this matchup.
And it's very viable as well, because when you think about it, a lot of the off-maps from Axis do come in plane form. So yeah, it makes sense to actually get a counter to that. because it's not like the sort of like firestorm like you had in the original game. It's not just rockets come out of nowhere. They are dropped by a plane. There are the odd off-map that is still sort of old style that gets brought in literally from off the map. But
yeah, like light artillery barrage and stuff.
Yeah, exactly, and the rail guns and stuff. But no, that was very cool.
Everything else is delivered on planes. So if you get anti-air vehicles like that quad, yeah, it's not a bad idea. I gotta use that sometime.
Yeah, same. Oh, we have the beast is gonna be here soon. The ISU 152. It's about 50% of the way done, and that is going to be pretty sick when it arrives. And Marinez rebuilt his half track. He's got it back up into the field again. It'll be interesting to see whether he upgrades that to an anti-air gun again.
We do have the right-hand side falling to the Soviets now with a combination of Marinez's armored T-34 taking out an MG on retreat and conscripts from OMGPOP capping the fuel and now stealing that killed MG that was dropped while trying to retreat away from the T-34 from Marinez. So nice victory, and now they're going to be able to lock down this VP themselves. But at the same time, they have lost the one on the far left-hand side.
All the players are just rather licking their wounds at the moment. OMGPOP has actually got a very admirable army. It's pretty huge. It's got 5 conscripts, 2 MGs. I think they're both stolen MG42s. And 2 AT guns, and 2 SU-76s, and now an ISU-152. Of course, all this army does mean that his upkeep is absolutely in the toilet right now, with a plus 132 income, which means he's really got to try and preserve those troops, not just as squads, but he's got to try and preserve the individual men, because reinforcing is going to become rather expensive.
Yeah, we do have a very nice fortification with these snipers, the Su-76s being able to deliver long-range artillery and, stolen pack, and Soviet AT guns guarding the center and the left-hand side center of the map.
Rumbar versus...
No, shot that! The ISU-152 actually shot the Ostwind, and then the Su-76 immobilized it.
It shot it from there?
Yeah,
from
the ISU
there?
From the river, all the way down to
from
the church
there?
building in the center. Or whatever that building is. Is it a church? A mosque? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you can tell by the cross on the top. It's an Orthodox Russian church, Russian Orthodox.
Yeah. I guess the churches are making their way back to Camp of Heroes 2. They were pretty good buildings in Vico.
It was a well-known fact. He didn't have a good game until the church went down.
Yeah, gotta get the church to go down in every single game, otherwise it is not a good game. It can still be a good game.
Oh my god! Kabloom!
The Opel Blitz trucks are found out by T-34 on the right-hand side, and basically everything is falling now here.
There's another
the
plane
Axis
coming
doesn't
in.
really have anything to defend with.
Yeah, it's a strafing run.
I guess they can't shoot down the plane this time, considering they lost their quad.
Oh, no, there is a quad. There is a quad. It's just
there.
there.
There's a new one?
Yeah, there's a new quad.
Oh, there it is. It's not firing, though. There we go.
Now he is.
Started firing.
Is he going to go down? Nope. He's still up. If he comes back for another pass, he might go down, though.
Oh, yeah, he's coming back.
There's 2 planes. 2 planes coming in now.
Oh!
Oh! Double snipers go down!
That was painful, and strafing runs coming back for another go, but the quad is
and the plane goes down!
Plane just crashed into a building, I think!
I
just
saw that one.
Caught it.
I saw that.
So cool!
That was awesome.
You very rarely get to see planes getting shot down, especially in Vico, where it only really happens when you go airborne against PE. Then you'll get to see a plane go down, but apart from that, it doesn't really happen.
And it's so rare that you actually get to see it happen. It always seems to happen in such a random place, like right at the map border.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, and look at this. This is nice. This is nice. OMGPOP, he went down for the under the ISU-152 tree. He gets the conscript repair package, and look at this. He's got 3 conscript squads all repairing this ISU-152. I mean, it's such a beast. It's still taking such a long time.
Was he the one that went for the 5 conscripts?
Yes,
This
exactly.
is making a lot of sense now with the doctrine choice from him, going 5 conscripts, being able to repair tanks with the conscript repair package. It's not a bad idea, I think.
But even with like 7 units repairing at once, he can't get up to full health. But that thing, Jesus, I mean, what the fuck. Its range is just like
Insane.
it's insane. I can't possibly capture it in a single one, but when it finds this Oswin, oh boy.
Oh boy,
oh no, crew shocked. Oh no, goodbye Oswin. It was nice knowing you.
Oh, the Pios go down. They did get vet.
I think there was actually a missed
damage.
shot.
Yeah.
That was just like the splash damage. SC-76 might actually kill it.
I think so. It's reloading faster. I'm not exactly sure who got it there, but they shot at the same time. We do have...
Oh, there's another Rothman coming in. It's another plane.
Conscripts are fleeing for their lives.
When it comes back for another pass, we might see another plane go down. And there's even another ISU-152 being produced.
Really, we do have actually a Tiger being produced from Goalraiders as form of an answer to the heavy tanks from the Soviet team. Pack gets completely destroyed by Su-76 artillery barrage. Planes everywhere. Constant action on the left-hand side of this map. The Axis team really needs a VP though. So many explosions.
So much stuff. Oh god, with this ISU, it's lining up the church. Oh my god. It takes about 4 hits from that thing, and it can take down the church. And the church is not. I mean, look at that. That thing was made to destroy huge structures. Whoa!
It is soon to be a very good game on Oka River Frontline between Goalraeder SunAngel, Marinez and OMGPOP. We did have a Vet 2 conscript squad now charging down. Nice Molotov thrown on the
nice
pack.
Molotov, yeah. It's not doing very much damage, but it was nicely placed. It was the right idea.
Yeah, he had the right idea, but it did just work out for him completely. But now we do have an artillery barrage used around all of that infantry, the half-track and that pack. All of these vehicles and support weapons from the Soviets just hanging around in the center of the map, guarding that VP, but they are losing it now to some flamer pioneers from SunAngel. The Axis managed to stop the drain at 316, putting the drain back onto the Soviet team, down to 243 right now. These ISUs, however, are making it kind of hard for them to advance, I think. Where is that Tiger going? I think it's actually heading over to the right-hand side. It plows down a 3 on the way. Half-track is moving over there as well. Risky business driving over a frozen river with a heavy panzer tank.
You better hope there's no ISUs out there. Because they
better hope no one
envy
sees you in the blizzard.
But you know, that's the thing, you know, if the Tiger found the ISU, the Tiger would absolutely destroy the ISU because it has very little armor penetration in terms of, and Tiger, of course, has the most armor in the game of any tank, so. Although I'm actually beginning to wonder, you know, maybe they can fight fire with fire. I'd love to see some elephants from the Axis Tier 4. I bet they would counter an ISU pretty well.
Oh yeah, they at least have, if not the same, you know, if not bigger, but at least the equal range as the ISUs, the elephants, and they're way better at killing vehicles.
Oh yeah, I mean they're designed to kill tanks, so I think one of those would have been quite nice as well. You know, combine that with a bit of spotting from some snipers or something like that. But look at this now. There's two ISUs now in the middle, and
so IS2 on the right-hand side from Marinez.
IS2 as well. Oh yeah, now that's interesting. We might get to see IS2 versus Tiger.
Might be. We do have a Flammenwerfer from Goalraeder going over to the right-hand side. He's going to maybe find this MG that was stolen before by OMGPOP. He needs to pack up and leave before he gets torched to death. It's not going to be enough. He's going to lose that MG, and potentially some infantry could move over to the right-hand side to start recapping that into the hands of the Axis players.
There's 2 Tigers. There's another Tiger here on the left.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, one from each player. They did go the same doctrine.
There was a long-range 18-8 there, goes in. I think the ISU was fired on it. Whoop, there it goes. Yep. Whoa, maybe I spoke too soon. It actually does pretty okay damage to the Tiger. Whoa! Something
there are 2 of them now.
Knocked out the driver.
Yeah, driver got shocked by the explosion from the ISU shell hitting them. This Tiger is doing some risky business. It's sliding around on the ice while it's already cracked once from going over it.
And you
But
see
he's
that
moving
ice
over
is
to right-hand
getting
side.
very, very fragile. I mean, one frag grenade even could end it. Oh, ISU just opens up, takes out the mortar squad in its entirety there. The gun itself is almost gone. I think we're
Let's
going to have
see.
IS-2 versus Tiger, although there's
Yeah,
going
but
to
he
be
does have
T-34
the
joining in.
T-34.
Yeah,
That
T-34
could
could
the
ram.
Tiger.
Yep. I like your thinking. That could be very nasty indeed.
We did have a Panzer Grenadier go down while whiting that VP. I guess it was a necessary sacrifice considering the Soviets are now in possession of both of the VPs.
And the other one's only neutral, not even in Axis hands. So
Yeah, they got killed.
It's a precarious time for the Axis. They need to pull something fancy out of their asses, and they just can't seem to be able to keep up with the repairing on these damaged engines. The 18A, really doing a lot of damage to them.
Yeah, it is slowing down the Axis advance, and they can't really go around these ISU when they get a damaged engine and then they get focused fired by the ISU 152s on long range. Here comes a T-34 now into the center. He's hiding behind the what remains of the church in the center.
Can they not
much.
see each other?
I don't know. Let's see if
They can't. I just don't know.
They can.
No, well, the Allied team can't see him. Maybe the Axis team can see him, but the
Axis team can
T-34.
see him.
The T-34
Fausted.
couldn't see the Brummbot. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nasty, nasty stuff. Oh, but the T-34 can give as good as he gets, it seems. It's a frontal penetration on the Brummbot.
Yeah, both of them bouncing here and there and getting a few nice penetration hits here and there as well.
Oh, there's an off-map placed. It's on the ISU 152 here. And on... Oh,
and
if this is a bombing run, this could be really nasty. They're all in a nice little line.
Grenades. It did
some damage. Not
Yeah.
huge, not as much as they might have liked, but it did some damage.
Did shock the crews as well. The pack is, though, however, opening up on one of the ISU from OMGPOP, but they are still guarding the center. The Tiger has been fully repaired from SunAngel, so he's going against these conscripts trying to throw. They did get one 18-8 off before forced to retreat, and that's a Panzerwerfer now opening up, destroying one of the Su-76s from OMGPOP. This Tiger now against this ISU 152.
It's been immobilized, you know.
Yeah, he doesn't have the help from the other ISU because he's blocked due to buildings in his way, so he can't fire on the Tiger.
ISU versus Tiger, but wow, the Tiger is just ripping chunks out of him now. This ISU has finally met his match, and suddenly OMGPOP's army has just vanished practically. He's lost all of his conscripts in the last engagement. He's lost all his AT guns, he's lost all his stolen MGs.
We did have the Tiger.
Oh, there's an off-map being placed here.
Ran.
Big bombs land, but they were nicely dodged by SunAngel's Tiger there. He backed out of the way. ISU actually wins this engagement, perhaps. He's still firing at the Tiger, even though the Tiger can't fire back.
We did have exactly what we said happening to that Tiger. It did get rammed, get a damaged engine, and its main gun destroyed, and the IS-2 is now laying in the hurt on it, and is trying to reverse back to its base, trying to hide from this IS-2 now. It doesn't have a main gun. At the same time, an incendiary strike on the ice, which is gonna melt that and prevent the Tiger from going over it. The Pioneers burned to death on retreat through the incendiary barrage.
There's some nice use of strafing run here to keep this T-34 down, to keep the engineers away. Panzer Grenadiers with double strikes opening up on this T-34. Now T-34's got every critical under the sun. It's very nearly going to go down here. There it goes.
The strafing run, actually. A nice grenade, however.
Whoa, that was a nice grenade. Yeah, it was a nice shock troop
Didn't
grenade.
manage to save him. Oh, he's getting grenade tennis back to death. All 5 shock troop guys died. Only one left alive on the squad.
Jesus.
He got bundle-naded. And here comes the strafing plane now. Ooh, almost killing it. And he gets Shrek to death. Shrek snipe happens in Code 2 as well.
The Tiger just managed to limp out of there. A pack came to back him up, and the IS-2 decided not to push his luck and try and go any further.
That Tiger is worse for wear. It's seen better days.
It
needs
is.
some love from those Pioneers that basically doesn't exist anymore. We do have one Pio squad on the left-hand side repairing the broom bar and now going at work on that half-track from Goalraeder. I'm not exactly sure. Who's winning, Tommy? Who's winning? There's so many tanks and...
It's yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you went by the VPs, I mean, it's so close. Even in VPs, it's so close. And OMGPOP, he's actually got 3 ISUs now. 3 ISUs. I think.
That's insane.
I think an elephant is just. This is the perfect situation for an elephant. It just begs for an elephant. There's no Soviet AT guns. The elephant would just absolutely rip apart these ISUs. I don't know if the Axis players have the temperament or the patience to actually wait for an elephant, though.
I don't know, we do have fuel 140 for Goalraeder floating, so he just needs a little bit more to be able to afford an elephant, and as you say, I think it would be an extremely good counter. But as long as this Tiger gets repaired up, if they go with double Tigers on the left-hand side, I do believe they could combat these ISUs, but as you said, there's 3 of them now? I don't know. That's a lot of firepower, even though there are no AT gun backup.
That plus 18As is a very real risk of nasty criticals coming in, like civilizations and stuff like that. But that ISU in the middle still immobilized.
It's kind of abandoned, I think.
It's got that focus sight ability, so it has a really long line of sight there.
Well, it had.
It did have a really long line of sight. Now it's actually going to die.
It's most likely going to get 18-aided by a conscript squad, however, it did.
Oh, but there's an off-map placed. There's 2 off-maps placed. There's 1 on the Tiger, 1 just behind the Tiger, 1 on the ISU. But the Tiger doesn't notice, he's not getting out of the way. Now he is. He rolls forward. He took a little bit of splash damage. Yeah, but not perhaps as much as I might have liked.
I actually have to mention as well that SunAngel's Panzerwerfer now has 36 infantry, 34 infantry kills, a vehicle and 1 building destroyed as well.
Well, there's double off-maps being placed here. I think there's 2 planes coming in where the ISU was.
From Goalraeder at least. Everything's moving away.
Yeah, you both put down fragmentations grenades on exactly the same place. But
what were they attacked? What was
it's where the ISU was, but it moved.
Preparing there or something, I guess.
Yeah, but it moved.
Broombar is taking care of some pesky conscripts, trying to grab that fuel in the center. Some 18-8s goes in on it, and it is getting fired upon by an Su-76. But those 2 ISUs are in the backfield, one of them getting repaired, and the second one actually firing on some Panzer Grenadiers and Flamer Pyos from Goalraeder. This T-34 is just wreaking havoc everywhere. Trying to go in for the squish, I think. Almost gets killed by the ISU main gun. 1 man is gonna stay around and get a nice hit, retreating and going down on retreat to what I think was actually a hull MG or maybe some splash damage from the main gun.
Yeah, it didn't take much to finish him off. This ISU is also gonna finish off the half-track here. Very nasty stuff.
Tiger back in action from Goalraeder is fully repaired now, but he looks to be going for the right-hand side again. They do have both the VPs on the left-hand side now, continuing the drain on the Soviets down to 168 compared to their own 199 VPs left. It's going to be interesting to see which team wins. This is a real nail-biter, I gotta say. No one is really
it's impossible to say
winning.
who's winning at this point, especially now that both VPs are back in Axis hands. They can finally get a bit of a drain going on the Soviets once again, but oh, here's the elephant. Here's the elephant now from SunAngel. This is what I've been talking about. This is what they need now. Now it's the Soviets' turn to get kicked around by the long-range units, because I really don't think that they're going to have... It's going to take them time to build up counters to this elephant.
Especially if one of the players who was that OMGPOP has his manpower cut in half due to all of those heavy vehicles.
The elephant is being difficult. It's not rolling up into range.
There's buildings in the way all over the place. He can't get a nice shot off. We do have the Tiger on this right-hand side now with some Pyos backing up, and a Vet 2 Gren and a Vet 1 Panzer Grenadier with double Shreks. Here comes the IS-2 now from Marinez, going straight into the battle against this Tiger now. Bounces on the frontal armor, so does the Tiger. Yeah. He does have shock troop back up, however. Nice bundle nade! Nade tennis! I think the bundle nade came out on top there, killing 2 shock troops, compared to the shock troop grenade only killing 1 Panzer Grenadier. Shock troops down to 2 men, forced to retreat, and this IS-2 now finds himself without backup on the right-hand side. But he has backed away quite a long distance, so I don't think the Tiger knows where he went.
Look at that range. These Panzer Grenadiers are getting killed by an ISU from a million miles away. Oh, there's an ice bundle. Whoa!
Oh. Body parts and limbs everywhere.
They got veterans.
Very low health. They got veterancy for it. I guess that's nice. This Tiger now guarding the 2 infantry squads from Goalraeder, grabbing that VP, and at the same time the Soviets are grabbing the VP in the center. It is really, really going back and forth.
It's too close to call. It's very rare that we have these situations, even in a Vico game, but it really is impossible to call. I don't know who I would put my money on to win this right now. I don't know. I think with the Elephant now, I think that the Axis can really do a lot of damage. I think they can really begin to push back the Soviet players, but if they continue to use it very passively, then I don't know. It's
it is blocked. You know, its firing arc is blocked with all of these destroyed buildings everywhere, etc. So it's hard to say. We did have a Faust go in on a T-34 on the right-hand side, backing up the IS-2 from Marinez. But here comes the Tiger now, and that T-34 can't do what the former T-34 did, which was ram the Tiger. So now the Tiger is easily going to be able to take that out, but it is outgunned by 2 tanks to 1. He needs to move his Panzer Grenadiers up to support, I think.
It's Tiger taking as much damage as he's giving, but he should be able to... Oh, he's not going to be able to get the T-34 because he doesn't want to tango with the IS-2. That's unlucky. He could have
not
killed
a bad
that
idea.
T-34.
We have a secondary T-34 coming in from Marinez to help out now, and the IS-2 is in hot pursuit of this Tiger now, down to approximately 50% health. A new bunker is constructed on that VP. Soviet team, or the Axis team, does not want to lose that into Soviet hands again. They have to stop the drain right now, down to 167.
A ram into this Tiger with the fresh T-34 could be really devastating. I think he's lining up for it. Is he going to come in for it?
Oh, vision block 18 aided. I don't think he's going to sacrifice his T-34, so to speak.
Yeah, it's getting so low health on its own. Yeah, he doesn't need to.
IS-2 is going to get Fausted, however, which is going to net him a damaged engine, which might be problematic now. He's not going to be able to circle strafe the Tiger as he could before.
Over here on the left-hand side, we've got the ISU taking damage, but giving it to decrewing a pack there.
This is looking quite comical on the right-hand side now. We have this tiny T-70 light tank coming in from Marinez to help out the big IS-2 and the bigger brothers T-34s to the T-70s. Oh, T-34 gets taken out by Shreks and Tiger. I'm amazed that that T-70 didn't just instantly die from taking a Tiger shot to the rear. I think it just bounced on the bunker. It did kill the Grenadier inside the bunker, however. We do now actually have a second Tiger from Goalraeder going over to this right-hand side. So this IS-2 needs to back away when it...
Whoa, lots of rockets from the Panzerwerfers coming in on where these ISUs are hanging out. Oh my god, these Panzer Grenadiers over here above the VP are just taking such an enormous amount of damage.
We did have, sadly, no, he actually vacated the house with the Vet 3 conscript squad. I thought they died inside of that building to the 2 Tigers firing at them. But the new Tiger, the fresh Tiger now, is moving in against this IS-2 and the T-70, which is still alive.
Dual Tigers is very, very tough to handle. I can see now the IS-2 came off a bit worse for wear after all was said and done.
Strafing run used on that shock troops.
Look at that! Look at that smoke grenade. Nice use of the smoke grenade, but the shock troops is actually going to cover the IS-2's retreat.
Not a bad idea. This little T-70 pea shooter is actually penetrating the frontal armor of the Tiger now and then. He just needs to get one shot off on it. It's going to get away. Look at that tiny tank. Is it even a tank?
It's
got treads.
It's a gun on wheels.
It's got treads, so I guess it's a tank technically. I'm not even sure. It looks
so nice bundle grenade from the Panzer Grenadiers on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side even.
The right-hand side, that fresh Tiger is still in hot pursuit of the IS-2. He wants to find it. Where is it? And a T-70 as well. He finally finds it, gets a nice shot, kills the gunner on the MG on top. Marinez is trying to repair his T-34. If he gets the engine back on that, he could potentially ram this Tiger now and basically stop it from killing the IS-2, but the Tiger is not giving up so easily.
It's Elephant versus IS-2. ISU misses. Elephant doesn't fire.
This Tiger now deflecting shots all day long against this T-70 and the T-34. He had enough of the T-70, but it actually misses. It's a bit tricky to hit these small tanks, I guess.
Elephant is still rolling forwards now. That heavy armor getting tested to its limit by the ISUs, but here it goes, giving a bit of counterfire now.
Everything from Marinez on the right-hand side is just slowly and steadily being forced back. He's trying to repair his tanks back into shape, but he just doesn't get enough time as this Tiger is so aggressive. He now will most likely get AT-nated, however, which will get him a damaged engine and at least slow down the pursuit of his damaged tanks. But they are very close to their own base sector, only one sector away now. At the same time, the right-hand side has fallen into Axis hands. Everything's getting capped. The VP and that Tiger is getting repaired by the Pyos capturing the VP, and the fuel is getting captured as well. I see that the Soviets have been forced out of the left-hand side of the map as well, Tommy.
Yeah, the pressure's really on the Soviets now. I mean, this Elephant is sort of soloed or on its own, just moved up here on the left-hand side. It hasn't really killed a whole lot, but it's forced the ISUs back. But now he's in danger of getting taken out by this AT gun.
It's kind of a glass cannon.
Well, that's the thing. It's not the Elephant. It has a lot of health and a lot of
A lot of
armor.
health, yeah, but it's not a Tiger.
It's not a Tiger, no.
Do have an off-map use on MG on the center VP. That forces them to back away. Here comes the plane. Is it an incendiary barrage?
I believe... No, it's a cluster bomb. It's a precision bombing strike.
Yeah, the right-hand side is basically impregnable now. There's two Tigers, a half-track, and Pyos repairing everything.
Oh boy, it's another off-map being used here.
Oh, is that on the conscripts and AT gun?
It's on the conscripts and AT gun, precisely, and it's a strafe.
Strafe. Stops them from capping that center VP, gets instantly pinned by one strafe. Oh, that was a nasty hit from the boom bar. That thing is still alive with 29 kills now.
That's incredible.
Good investment, I gotta say. But all of the mainline infantry from Goalraeder is dead. He only has Pyos and tanks.
That could be problematic when OMGPOP has, once again, 5 conscripts and an engineer squad.
One vet 3 conscript squad just went down to the double Tigers on the right-hand side. We do have an off-map use. The Tigers are trying to move away with an incendiary strike, which potentially could have killed the Pyos repairing, but it didn't. It was nicely dodged, not retreated either, just dodged away from that off-map so they can keep repairing these 2 Tigers with damaged engine due to 18 nades hitting them.
Where is this conscript going? There's a retreating conscript retreating
it's,
back.
One of the AT gun crews.
Oh, right.
They're just retreating to the, I don't know, the fastest way off this map.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that guy get
going back
executed?
to Moscow.
Yeah, shouldn't that guy get executed? You're not allowed to leave.
Maybe he's defecting to the other side. He is running to their side.
One of the ISU 152s from OMGPOP has 32, 3 vehicles, 29 infantry. The other one has 16, 13 infantry, 2 vehicles, and a building.
It's a nice little stop of the VP cap here. Nice use of the mechanics. Engineers just
T-34 is ramming one of the Tigers on the right-hand side. Gets immobilized.
Doesn't kill anyone.
Here comes a second T-34 from Marinez now, actually ramming the second Tiger. Both of the Tigers doesn't have main guns now. And the 2 T-34s are sitting there, both immobilized due to ramming these Tigers. Here comes the quad, and the IS-2 is fully repaired over for the right-hand side VP. The Soviets are actually down to 6 VPs, trying to stop the drain.
He's not going to be able to cap. Oh, the Panzer Grenadier gets annihilated, but it's not going to matter because they're down to 2 VPs and they are gone.
What a massive attack from everything on the right-hand side against these 2 Tigers. One of the Tigers actually got flash repaired, basically instantly repaired by double Pyos going to work after getting ran by one of the T-34s. Very, very good game. Not until basically the last 5 minutes of the game you could kind of see who was winning. Before that, it was basically anybody's game, and so many heavies.
So many. That was an awesome game. That was great.
Very, very cool game. Thanks. I do believe, I can't remember who actually posted.
SunAngel may have posted
SunAngel might have been, yeah. Thanks for posting this game. It was spectacularly awesome, I gotta say.
Very cool stuff indeed. Well, do leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought. Whether you could guess who was going to win that before we did, because we certainly didn't know. That was just too close to call. I mean, nuts.
What a brutal fight on the left-hand side with all of these long-range tanks as well. Elephants and ISUs. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Everything dying horribly. All of the Axis mainline infantry from Goalraeder was actually dead in the end there. It was all just Pyos repairing all of the heavy tanks over and over again. That's all he could do.
Crazy stuff indeed. Well, thanks guys. Don't forget to subscribe to us if you liked it and leave us a comment. Tell your friends and give it a like or favorite if you thought it was very good, which we certainly did. And we will see you next time.
See you guys.